Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us online to know more about Miles and individualized learning. I am Denise, and I'll be your guide in today's discussion. As you know, individualized learning is just one of the many features of Miles, which is mastery based individualized learning enhancement system. Today, we want to share with everyone how this unique feature can enhance your online learning experience. To officially start our program, please join me in welcoming FU Tech's Director of Quality Assurance, Dr. Arby Kunanan Yabo.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to today's webinar. It is with our great pleasure to have all of you attending this event about the introduction to individualized learning in Miles. COVID 19 has brought about a lot of changes in our daily lives. Remember, you are not alone experiencing these challenges. At this point, we all have to understand good versus bad anxiety. Anxiety is our body's natural response to stress. It's a feeling of fear or apprehension about what's to come. So, don't worry if you are feeling it. It's okay. On the other hand, bad anxiety can make your mind spin in all kinds of directions. So, try not to have that. I, together with a number of other directors, faculty members, and associates of FEU Alabang, Diliman, and Tech, have flooded ourselves with good anxiety that can make one very productive. So, speaking of being productive, we now have Miles, and today we will focus with its letter I and letter L. What is Miles again? That is mastery based, individualized learning enhancement system. In general, individualized learning essentially allows students to learn at their own pace with teacher direction. But how? You just took your first big step in Miles by being here. Listen and stay with us as we give you the introduction to individualized learning that will enhance students' learning environment with academic mentoring, consultations, and tutorials in Miles. Because in Miles, you, our students, are the top priority. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yabut. Before we move on, I would like to remind our audience that they could join the discussion by asking questions on any of the segments. Just click the Ask the Question bar on the right side of your screens. This past few months, our social media pages and websites have been filled with new concepts that now have become buzzwords. Words like miles, mastery, individualized, mastery path, just to name a few. But for those of you who are new to Miles or our pages for that matter, the next segment is for you. To give you a quick rundown of Miles and what it can do for you, I now turn you over to Angelica Jimenez of the Admissions Office.
Hi everyone, I'm Angelica and I'm here to tell you about Mel's amazing features and what makes it different from other online education platforms. As the country and the rest of the world try to cope up with the effects of the pandemic, the education sector has been leading the way to adapt quickly to the next normal with the sudden shift to the online education platform. The good news is FE Tech, FE Diliman, and FE Alabang have been your imagineering and your engineering, the online education platform with the safety and convenience of our students in mind with Miles, our mastery-based individualized learning enhancement system to be launched this August 24. Math is a pioneering and innovative online education which offers individualized learning and aims for mastery of the courses in your chosen program. It is a strategy in education that emphasizes the need for students to achieve a level of mastery in your subject before moving on to the next topic. This helps build a solid foundation for present and future learning. In effect, you have the opportunity to improve your grades because our faculty will guide and support you, our dear students, to master the subject before you could move on to the next one. In traditional classroom setup, students are often hesitant to raise their question, but with Miles, they can directly and freely ask their professors through chat or email. If they need more time or need more explanation on the topic, all they have to do is send a message and help will be on the way. Now let me introduce to you or share with you the amazing features of Mouse. Mouse is powered by Canvas, Office 365, G Suite for Education, and different applications integrated in Canvas, such as the Big Blue Button app. The Big Blue Button app plays a crucial role in the individualized learning features of Miles by providing direct access to consultation, tutorial, and academic mentoring. So we also give extras on Miles or extra Miles, and this includes the Canvas Parent app. This app will allow parents to actively participate and support their child's journey. With access to the child's enrolled subjects or courses, parents can monitor academic progress, track assignments and projects, and remind them of the due dates and deadlines. But the most important feature of the parent app is that it opens a direct line of communication between the teacher and the parents. Mom and dad no longer have to wait for a PTA meeting to inquire about their child's progress. Just using the messaging feature of the app, they can receive feedback and updates from the teacher. Next one is we have the virtual campus. Because MELS was designed with safety and convenience of our students in mind, the virtual campus was developed to bring all the academic and student services to your home. All offices will now be online and easily accessible on Canvas via the big blue button. Whatever you may need, the guidance unit, the registrar's office, clinic, eye care, all you have to do is click on the big blue button to request for the service you need. It's a face-to-face transaction without having actually to leave your house. Miles, parent app, Big Blue Button is just one of the many things that FETech, FE Diliman, and FE Alabang can offer you or provide you to assure you better results in the future. We have more questions about Miles, the parent app, or the virtual campus. You may send one through the Ask Questions button on your screen, or you may send an email to miles underscore inquiries at feet.edu.ph. With Miles, the learning environment is enhanced further by individualized learning, where faculty members provide mentoring and tutoring support to individual students. Individualized learning is made possible through academic mentoring, academic consultation, and tutorials. And all this will be discussed today by our main speaker, Dr. Rona Perez and Dr. Kirk Awat.
Hi everyone. We are here to introduce to you the Big Blue Button. We understand your worries in today's new normal. We know that you have questions in mind, like what if I want to request a completion? Or what if I have inquiries about graduation? Or maybe questions like what if I have clarification on a particular topic in a particular course? Maybe you are also imagining on how will you interact with your classmate while the teacher is present. The same thing that we do on a group discussion in a regular classroom setup. Well, the answer is right on your fingertips, the Big Blue Button. I'd like to introduce to you the Big Blue Button as an open source web conferencing system for online learning. It enables you to share documents, webcams, chat, audio, and your desktop. It can also record sessions for later playback. Why is knowing Big Blue Button important? Because it helps us in individualized learning. Individualized learning is essentially tailored with students' strengths and weaknesses. And to support individualized learning, the following methods will be conducted using Big Blue Button. Students can join in a small virtual class in a form of small group discussion. The purpose of this is to provide necessary academic intervention that can improve the student's academic performance or maybe a review in a preparation for evaluation or academic activities. To support students with learning challenges, the student can join in individualized tutorials in the form of virtual classroom. This is to help the student to understand a better a certain topic. And the best thing about it is that these tutorials can be requested anytime. Aside from small group discussion and tutorials, departments will be conducting academic mentoring, consultations using conferencing through BigBlueButton. The best thing about being an iTamarao is that everyone or all of the accounts of students contains the virtual campus. Inside the virtual campus are virtual offices and virtual classroom. Associates are always available to serve the needs of every student inside the virtual offices. Alongside with these offices are the virtual classrooms, where faculty members assigned to each and every course that the students is enrolled in are always ready to help. So we are just like inside the campus, but we are connected to each other online. So let me show you how easy it is to use the BigBlueButton. Say for example, if you want to avail the counseling program under the guidance unit. Until then, all you have to do is go to their virtual office. It is really easy because it is already available in this page. When, with one click of this button, a guidance counselor is there waiting for you. So inside your Canvas dashboard, okay, you have to go to the guidance unit office. So this is an act like a virtual office of your guidance unit. So all you have to do is to click this join conference button, and a guidance counselor is there waiting for you. So for this scenario, Dr. Kirk Awat acts as a guidance counselor. At first, you will be asked whether you'd like to join in a microphone or a listen only. And then you will be connected to an echo test if microphone was selected. This is the basic environment of the BigBlueButton. We can do public chat here, and public chat is very similar to group chat. However, in guidance unit, privacy is really important. And one feature of BigBlueButton is to have a private chat. This will allow us students to send a private message to guidance counselor on a conference if there are multiple students in the session. You may do so by clicking the user and select a private chat. As simple as that. The counselor can also create a counseling room for the two of us so I can feel more relaxed and comfortable sharing my personal concern.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
So you'd know that it will just be the two of you in what we call breakout session. So you could just simply join the room. All right. To leave this room, you could just click this and select lag out. On the same manner, if you would like to see the registrar's office or other offices, they are very much available to serve you with just a click away. The best thing about this is that all offices does exactly the same thing during the office hours. And in Miles, faculty are required to conduct virtual classes. And I am excited to see who my classmates are. Virtual classes are available on every courses we are enrolled in. This time, Dr. Kirk Alvin Awat will help us understand how virtual classroom works with Big Blue Button.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So let me define first what is a virtual classroom. So it is a teaching and learning environment where participants can interact, communicate, view, and discuss presentations, and engage with learning resources while working in groups, all in an online setting. So it is like a regular classroom where you will see the glassboard and with your professor and classmates are in it. Okay, so how will a student access this virtual classroom? So after logging in Canvas, on the dashboard, the student will look for the published courses where he or she is enrolled in. For our simulation, I will be the professor for the CCS 0023, Object-Oriented Programming, and Miss Rona will act as one of my students. Okay? She will look for the miles CCS 0023 Object-Oriented Programming course on her dashboard. Okay. And then on the home page, she will click the Conferences tab on the left. Okay. This will display the active conferences for this course. Okay, by clicking the join button, it is like she is entering in a classroom where she will see her professor and classmates. So this is an always on conference where the students can enter whenever they want during operating hours. So for this scenario, Ms. Rona will attend this session named tutorial session. As soon as she joins, she will see that there is a professor waiting for students who want to have a consultation. So as you can see here, there are many students that are already in this conference. Okay, so Miss Rona asked me to explain further a certain topic, in this case, the Java user input. So I can explain what is the purpose of this line, the import Java utility scanner, what is this public class, what is this public static void, the scanner, and this read user input line, the output user input, and this is the output of this said program. Okay. So there are several ways a student can communicate with me as a professor. So number one is through video conferencing. Number two is through the public or the private chat. Okay. As a professor, I can ask Ms. Rona to point specifically on this presentation on what part of the program she wants a clarification by turning on the multi-user whiteboard. Okay, so when I turn on the multi-user whiteboard, all the students can now write on the PowerPoint and uh, point to me on what part of this code they are having difficulty with, or they want more clarification with. Okay, so I can see that Ms. Perez uh, check the scanner, my object was a new scanner system.in. So this is the line for creating a scanner object. So I will not go into details with this one. All right. So for example, I've already explained what this is for. All right. Okay. So moving forward, uh, so there is also a feature that lets the professor know how the students are feeling. So Miss Rona or the students can click their names and set their status to sad or happy or whatever status that he or she wants to have. Okay, and some actions like being away, a thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay, and uh, the next way for a complete interaction with student and teacher, I can also make a poll asking the students if they can still follow. So I will create a poll. Can you understand this part of the discussion? All right. So I can now see that there are students that are answering the poll questions. Okay. And then I can have an option to publish this poll results. Okay. The students will not know who answered yes or no. All right. Okay. So moving forward. So what if Miss Rona is not comfortable in asking questions publicly? Okay. She can simply send me a private chat. Okay. And she can request for a one-to-one session or one-on-one session with me. Okay. So here, we can use the big blue button for individualized learning. Okay. So the professor or me can create a session where the professor and the student are only present. So I will create uh, another session with Miss Perez. Okay. And in this sub-session, so we can discuss the topics that she wants more clarifications. All right. Okay. So this gives a more personalized approach suited for the student. Okay. And once the session is done, okay, we can just leave this sub session and we can go back to the main conference session. Okay. And next, and the last feature that I want to show you is how to have group dynamics using Big Blue Button. Okay. So I can create small discussion groups. Okay. So I will create a discussion group, two discussion groups. Okay. Uh, let's have this one. Mr. Vicente, Mr. Revano, Miss Fernando, and Miss Perez is for group one. Okay. So that is for their small group discussion. Okay. I can limit the group discussion, let's say 15 minutes. So after the time expires, they will be automatically uh, be sent back to this main conference. Okay. And then after that, I can ask the group leaders of what has been discussed within their group. Or by the way, since I can create many groups, I can, as a teacher, I can move from one group to another group to uh, assess or to check, okay, how is the discussion going. Okay. So we can now close the subsessions. All right. Then, if Miss Rona has no more questions, she can leave anytime from this conference. But then again, she may join and leave the conference whenever she wants to. All right. And these are some of the features of Big Blue Button and a little scenarios that a student may encounter. Okay. And that's all for this virtual classroom. Okay. Miss Rona.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kurt. What I love in a regular classroom setup is when we do group dynamics. And as you can see earlier in the demonstration, that it is available in Big Blue Button. So we won't be missing this out even though we are on a virtual setup. Because on Big Blue Button, we can also do groupings through what we call breakout sessions. That was demonstrated a while ago. And you see that together with my group mates, we have a meaningful discussion in a session room created by my professor. And he can always check on us anytime by just joining the room. Virtual classroom makes me feel that I am really with my classmate and professor. It is also amazing that I can be able to respond to polls, change my status, and I never thought that virtual classes will be fun and interactive as a regular classroom setup. Remember, you will never be alone in this new normal. We may not be physically present to serve you, but we want to let you know that we are just one click away. And we do not settle with a common learning management system. That's why FUTech, Diliman, and Alabang are doing their very best to provide you with a state-of-the-art online platform experience. Enjoy using Canvas as your virtual campus and virtual classroom. I'll now give the floor to Miss Patricia. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rona and Dr. Kirk, for showing us what individualized learning is and how students can use it to enhance their learning journey. At this point, we are ready to take questions from our viewers. But first, let me introduce you to our panel this afternoon. Of course, we have our speakers, Dr. Awat and Dr. Perez. We have the Senior Director for Computer Studies, Ms. Rosana Adaw, Senior Director for Administration, Sir Jarvis Moyargas, Director of Quality Assurance, Dr. Army Yabut, and Director of IT, Dr. Ace Lagman. So first question is, will you be the one who will give us the account on Canvas, or we will be the one to create the account on our own? Ms. Osang can answer the question.
So again, we will be providing your Canvas account. So for freshman student, your Canvas account will be available by August 18, 2020. And the detailed instructions on how to access Canvas through your respective account can be viewed through your student portal. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Osang. Next question we have here is how to have a parent access in the Canvas parent app. Is it automatic or do you need to apply? Ms. Osa?
So again, so for the Canvas parent app, so the account for the parents will also be provided by the institution. So there are certain parameters or requirements that we still need to get from the student rec or from the student account so that we can create the parent accounts. So we'll provide details on when the parents can access their account or can access Canvas through their accounts soon.
Thanks again, Ma'am Osang. For our third question, um, where will be the recorded discussion of the professors posted? It was said yesterday that the discussion of the profs will be recorded. I think one of our speakers can answer this question. Doc Ace will answer.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. The good thing about Miles, it has levels of materials. These materials are organized in a way to help the students. It has different levels of materials because the core foundation of Miles, it's how this must be presented to help the students to achieve understanding and mastery of the subject. These materials include presentation, video discussion of the faculty, which clearly explains items indicated in the presentation. So basically, it is like a simulation of what's happening in a traditional class. And not only that, it has also an additional video demonstration which clearly explains the concepts and techniques in different domains and areas. So it's like the faculty members are simulating the traditional class with these different materials. And the most important of all, the faculty members are required to conduct virtual classes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc Ace. So our fourth question from Anonymous. Is there a difference between Miles and Canvas? The question was asked from one of our old student in FU Diliman. Doc Army would like to answer the question.
Okay, good afternoon. Actually, Miles is inside the Canvas, meaning if you are already an old student, you were able to use Canvas already. For this coming school year, 2020-2021, you will now see Miles inside Canvas. So you will have no problem using it because it's the same learning management system that we'll be having, which is Canvas. I would also like to add to the previous question, which was add an answer to the previous question, which was asked if uh, the parent app is mandatory. So we would like to tell everyone, especially to our tertiary students, that it is not mandatory. So you won't have any problem. But of course, in case that you need improvement or you need further consultation, your faculty member will be the one to be there for you. So again, it's not mandatory, the parent app. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Army. So, for our next question, will Miles still be implemented when face-to-face classes are resumed? Doc Army, again, can answer the question.
Okay. So the question is if we're going to implement Miles even we are back to face to face. Yes, Miles will already part of our learning in FEU Tech. So it will be implemented even though we're already face to face.
Thank you, Doc Army. For our next question, can we take online classes 24 hours? Anyone from the team? We have Mom Osang.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the academic materials in Miles are accessible 24/7. So if you want to study at night or late at night, so you can still access the materials. So so that definitely will allow you to study 24/7.
Thank you, Ma'am Osang. Next question. I think this question is from a freshman. Hello, for our first day of online classes, will we be seeing our classmates and professors to introduce ourselves and meet with each other? Miles is self-paced, but will we still be having group activities and interact with one another? Would the speakers would like to answer the question? Ma'am Rona? Yes, Doc Rona.
Yes, of course, we can do that. We can always meet and greet one another. And all our faculty members are also planning to use have this meet and greet with you using our Big Blue Button in a virtual classroom.
Thank you, Doc Rona. So another question that concerns the Big Blue Button. Will the exams be facilitated in Big Blue Button? Ma'am Osang?
Okay, so just to add to the question earlier, just to add a reply, with regards to the meet and greet with the professor, so we will be having a course orientation at the start of the class. So meaning during the first week of classes, so there is a required course orientation for all courses in Miles. So meaning, so this is the time that you can meet and greet your classmates as well as your professor. So with regards to the second question, if Big Blue Button will be used to facilitate exam, so it's a yes. So we will be using Big Blue Button for proctoring of exams in Canvas or in Miles.
Thank you, Ma'am Osang. We will now move on to our next question. How many hours is the live teaching versus doing activities via Canvas only? Ma'am Doc Arby will answer the question.
Okay, just to give you an overview, for Miles, we actually have coursewares wherein you can view. You can view anytime, anywhere you want. As it was asked earlier, if it's available 24/7, yes, it is available 27. based on when you wanted to access the miles. So meaning if you want to study at nighttime, you can do it. If you want to study early in the morning, you can also do it. But keep in mind that the consultation hours will only be available during the normal school operations, which is from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc Army. So, for our last question, are the programs that the students will be provided or required to download themselves? So, I think one of our speakers can answer this one. Uh, I'll, re- I'll repeat again the question. Are the programs or modules that the students will be using will be provided or are they required to download it themselves? So, Sir Kirk, Doc Kirk will answer the question.
All right. The students can download the PowerPoint presentations, and they can view the video courseware, but they can also request for a digital learning packet if they are having difficulty with their internet connection. So this is a flash drive that contains all the course materials.
Patricia, Patricia, we can answer more questions. Yeah,
Okay.
there's still a lot of questions,
So,
Shaki.
I'm sorry that was not the last question. Our panel is still willing to answer more. So, next question. Will there be a case during class that the student needs to open his webcam? Um, I think yes. There will be times that you need to open your webcam during class hours. Am I right? Next, Doc Army will add to the answer to the question.
In addition to the need to have a webcam during class hours, it's more, of course, it will be, you will experience more interaction if you will be turning on your webcam. So please do not worry if you have to turn it on. We will all we will all get used to this. And in fact, for during our examinations, we will still be having the proctored exam. So you'd have to have your webcam on.
Thank you, Doc Army. So next question. What if we don't have a laptop? Can we access Smiles through an iPad? Doc Army again.
Okay, so if you wanted to access Miles, actually, all you needed is to have your web browser. So in iPad, there is there an application of Canvas is available, but you can always access in any type of gadget, whether it's Android, it's iOS, if you have a laptop, if you have a cell phone, as long as your gadget has a web browser, you can always access Canvas, wherein Miles is inside it.
Thank you, Doc RB. So for our next question, um, Microsoft Teams po ba yung gagamitin or Zoom po pag may discussion? Um, Doc Army?
Ayan, dire-diretsuhin natin para marami tayong masagot.
Uh,
As we have discussed earlier, as we have mentioned, we are going to use the big blue button. But on the first question, we were also able to answer that we're also able to tell you that we can also use other platforms. So it depends if you are okay with Teams or it depends on the needs. We can always that you can always use Teams, but ideally, since big blue button is already inside Canvas and you don't need to install anything, we would like or we're encouraging everybody to use this big blue button. But of course, if there may be cases that some other platforms will be more convenient for us to use, of course we're amenable and the faculty members are also amenable to use that kind of platform.
Keep on. Thank you. For our next question, hi. Will you be the one who will give us the account for Office 365? Thank you in advance. Ma'am Osang?
Okay, so for your Office 365 account, so we will be the one providing it to you. So again, for you to, the Office 365 account will be used to access your Canvas. So there are the instruction on how to access the Canvas account or the Canvas platform using the Office 365 account can be seen in your student portal.
Thank you, Ma'am Osang. Next question. Um, I think this was from our old student. May online discipline unit din po ba?
Yes.
Ma'am Osang. So I think yes, this will be part of our virtual offices. So to answer your question, next, is Miles only accessible through computers? So as mentioned earlier, you can use an iPad or a tablet. You can access it through your web browsers. Next question. Will online classes be held every day, or will there be asynchronous classes also? If so, will you post us a schedule for synchronous and asynchronous class? Doc Ace would like to answer the question.
All right, thank you for that wonderful question. Miles is a combination of synchronous and asynchronous learning. In synchronous, you can access your modules and materials anytime and anywhere. It has also practice tests to check and determine your mastery. And for your synchronous, it has also scheduled virtual classes, and we will post scheduled an announcement regarding about the scheduled virtual classes. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Ace. So for our next question, paano po malalaman ng student sa MELS kung papasa sila sa subjects? Ma'am Osang can answer the question.
Okay. So for the student to know if they will pass, or I think if they will pass on a certain subject in Miles, so the grade book for each student is accessible to them. So they can monitor their grades, so based from the different assessments that they took for their subject. So they can monitor if they will pass the subject in Miles. So again, if they are having difficulty in any topic for their subject, so they can always consult or ask for consultation or tutorial from their faculty members.
Thank you, Ma'am Osang. Next question. Under the conference meeting, when I draw something from the PowerPoint slide, does my writing also show on other participants of the conference, or is it shown only for the host? I think Sir Doc Kirk can answer the question.
It will be shown to all the students, those for the students present on that conference.
Okay, so Hector, that answers your question. It will be shown to everyone in the conference. Next, next question, kailangan ba muna namin pumunta sa student portal before we can access Canvas? Ma'am Osang?
Okay, so you have to go to the student portal to know how you can access or to know your Canvas account or the Canvas account to be used. But for all students, so they can directly log into Canvas because they already have their accounts in Canvas. So these are just for new students. So they are required to go to the student portal because the details of how to log into Canvas as well as the user's credential can be seen on the student portal.
Thank you po, Ma'am Osang. Next question. Are students required to attend virtual classes, and will it affect their attendance when the student was not able to attend?
No po.
Um, Doc Kirk?
Yeah, hindi naman po. Kasi those consultations, uh, initiative of it is the initiative of the student if they want to consult for something or not. So these consultations are not required for them to pass. But there are some conferences uh, that may be conducted before an assessment. Okay, and it is recorded, and if he or she will not be able to attend that conference, he or she can watch the recordings.
Thank you, Doc Kirk. So, another question from, I think this was from a freshman student. On our first day, magsa-start na po ba kami agad ng lesson or orientation about uh, our online classes? Doc Ace?
Thank you. Yes, the faculty members would provide orientation with regards to different rules and policies in Miles and also in the virtual class. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Ace. So, next question. Present po ba yung professor during the session? Is it real time? I think the speakers can answer the question. Ma'am Rona?
Yes, if they would like to have a conference, of course, it is always on real time. So we do conferences on real time, and we all of the courses, enrolled courses, they have this particular what we call always on conference that they could just jump into whenever they need to talk to the professor.
Thank you, Doc Rana. For our next question, I'm not good with computer usage. How user-friendly is Miles? Will we be provided with guides on the access, opening, and operation of Miles? I have nobody with me to assist me, unlike when we are still in FUTech campus. Um, Ma'am Osam? I think you can answer the question.
Okay. So before the start of classes, so we will be providing a Miles manual. So this will be available for all. And yes, Miles is user friendly. So in fact, when you log into Canvas, so you will be presented with an easy access to the different subjects that you enrolled, as well as to the different virtual offices where you can contact whenever you have inquiries or you have feedback with regards to their services. So we will be providing a Miles manual.
Thank you, Ma'am Osang. The Army would like to add something?
In addition to that, the students can always send inquiries to offices just in case they needed any help. So other than the email, offices will also be available in their Canvas. As it was discussed earlier, if the sample is guidance, so it means if you have a concern in guidance, you can go to the guidance office virtually here in Canvas. And if you want to go to, let's say, for example, the CSO, so you have concerns about computer management, you can also visit them there and ask them questions, and they will be able to answer to you real time as long as it is office hours. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Army. Next question. Is there a schedule for virtual classrooms, or can we just choose when to join whenever? Doc Army would like to answer the question?
Actually, in Miles, we are giving the students it's a self-paced, so you can access the courseware, the lectures anytime you want. Maybe the student is worried if he will be required to attend consultations. The consultation will actually be more on the coming from the request of a student if you have a question to your faculty member. So it means if you do not understand one specific topic, anytime within the day, within the school hours, you can always get in touch with your faculty member to ask. So for classes, for synchronous classes, there may be times that your faculty member will be asking you to go online for a synchronous class, but it is not always required because we also understand that there are not all students actually have a very stable internet connection which will allow them to go online all the time. So that's why the big blue button is there. You can ask your concerns in terms of live chat or live voice. So some students may prefer to talk directly to their faculty members or to the offices. So as much as we could, we are providing to you with all the options that so your convenience will be met and all your concerns will also be answered.
Thank you, Doc Army. For our next question, will the mouse be available as soon as I open the canvas, or do I need to install the big blue button? Um, I think Ma'am Rona, Doc Rona will answer the question.
Now, the good thing about Big Blue Button is it is already there on your canvas. And Miles is actually an enhancement learning system that's part of your canvas as well. So Miles and Big Blue Button are already available on your canvas account.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question. This is from Hector. May I ask if the online library resources are available for use inside Miles or Canvas? Ma'am Osang, I think can answer the question. Ma'am, I think you're on mute.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question?
Question is from Hector. He's asking if the online library resources are available for use inside Miles or Canvas.
Online library resources, if you're referring, let's say, for example, to EBSCO, so we have a journal named EBSCO, so it will be available inside Miles or Canvas. However, for other online library services, so there is a virtual office dedicated for the library, so you can always contact them through Canvas and ask for anything that you may need for your courses or for your subject.
Thank you, Ma'am Osang. Next question. Hi, can you explain what is the clear difference of fully online mode from blended online mode? Doc Ace will answer the question.
Hello. The difference between fully online and blended online. In fully online, all materials or assessments can be accessed online. So it's like fully online. In blended online, the institution will provide data learning packets where materials are being provided, and then assessments and different assessments can be taken in online manner. So that's the difference between fully online and blended online. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Ace. Another question we have from our student, will be there MRC online? Thank you. I think MRC is the Math Resource Center. So as discussed and mentioned earlier, you can visit our virtual offices if you have concerns. MRC is part of the virtual offices. Next question. Is the Office 365 only for freshmen or second year student can also access the Office 365? Ma'am Osa?
The Office 365 is available for all students enrolled at FEU Tech, FEU Alabang, and FEU Diliman.
Thank you, ma'am. And another question. For the virtual office, will there be a notification that indicates that the said office is currently in a conversation and that they need to wait for it to finish? I think one of our speakers can answer the question. Doc Rona? Doc Kirk. Doc Kirk.
Okay, thank you. For a certain office, there are more than one associate that is available. Okay, so if one associate is uh, on a session or a meeting with a student, so there are still other associates who can uh, accommodate other students.
Thank you, Doc Kirk. So for our next question, account for miles is different from Canvas account. I um Doc Army can answer the question.
As mentioned earlier, your miles is actually inside Canvas. So you just have to log into your Canvas account and you will see the miles learning materials there. I would also like to add additional information for the question earlier about consultation of students and synchronous asynchronous classes. On occasions where students will be needing help, faculty can always initiate the consultation just in case a student will need a help on specific topic. The faculty member will also be having interventions to the class so that we will be able to ensure that individualized learning be met.
Thank you, Doc Army. Next question. Is Canvas a downloadable app or it can be used on the web? Only on the web? Doc Ace, I think can answer the question.
Hi everyone. You can access Canvas or the Miles. Since it's a web-based application, you could access it using your web browser. And the good thing about it, we have also applications that can be downloaded, like the parent app, where the parents could monitor and could provide questions or consultations to other faculty members. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Ace. So I think we have answered all of your questions about today's webinar. So again, thank you to everyone who joined us today. We hope that you learned more about Miles and individualized learning and how you can use it to enhance your learning journey. Again, should you have questions about Miles, you may email us at miles_inquiries@fit.edu.ph. Again, I would like to inform everyone that we're still accepting enrollees for school year 2020-2021. Just visit our websites to know how to enroll. Again, thank you everyone for joining us and have a nice day.